This is Morten from INKISH TV again, and it's countless number of times I've said it because when I put up this quest for interviewing all the exhibitors at the Hunkeler Innovationdays, I didn't know that it was such a big task, honestly. But here I am, and I welcome Ray from Plockmatic, and we just agreed that he comes from Scotland, and you can hear that on his really nice Scottish accent. So welcome to INKISH, Ray.
Thank you.
Plockmatic, Swedish-based company, took over Morgana, produces equipment in Riga, and deal with basically almost every part of the world. Tell us a little bit about your offerings and why Morgana and Plockmatic and all the companies that you are work with is an interesting mix.
Yeah, there's kind of two core sides to the business. We're now fortunate that we manufacture booklet making systems for all the key printing engine manufacturers: Xerox, Konica, Canon, Ricoh, Sharp. So that's a strong part of the business where we collaborate very closely with these manufacturers, to produce the correct booklet making solutions for their printer range. So that's a very important part of the business, and we refer to that as our inline business unit. The other side, the part I'm responsible for, is the offline business unit. So these are the products which don't connect to printers primarily. Products like the Morgana, Digifold Pro XL, products like our coating solutions. So everything effectively that doesn't connect to a printer is effectively part of the offline business, which I'm responsible for. We also supply mailing systems, primarily OEM systems for some of the big mailing manufacturers. So that's another part to the business as well, but much smaller than the offline or inline business units. We're global. We're based in Stockholm, headquarters in Stockholm. We have manufacturing here in the UK at my site in Milton Keynes. We have manufacturing in Riga, and we have sales companies here in the UK, in the Scandinavian markets, and we have a fairly large operation in the US as well.
And when I look at your products, because I mean, as you say, you have the inline business, which is maybe where you're mostly known. To me, it seems, and of course, I'm pretty sure that you will not say anything against what I'm saying now, but when I look at your products, it seems that it's sturdy equipment. It seems that it's well integrated to the OEMs. It seems that it is high quality output, and it seems that something that is, I was just about so seamlessly integrated that sometimes you forget it's not part of the printer. Is that a correct description?
Absolutely correct, and it extends further than booklet makers now as well, because we also make a range of high capacity vacuum feeders. We currently supply one of those to Ricoh. So when you actually look at that print engine, you have Plockmatic at the front end, the print engine, and then you have Plockmatic at the back end as well. So it does extend more than booklet makers, which are quite correct. That's what we're kind of probably best known for, and especially with our square fold technology. The square edge spine to the booklets that makes the booklet look and feel like a perfect bound book, and gives us the capacity for these up to 200 page booklets.
Up to 200 pages. Wow, I didn't know that it was
the
that
square
many
fold
pages.
technology and the way the booklet makers are made. But our standard platforms do up to 140 page booklets, and the extended platform will do up to 200 page booklets. And we've got that across the key product ranges now: the 4,000 booklet makers, the 5,000 booklet makers, and also the Power Squares from the Watkis family. They all do these square backed books up to 200 pages. So it's quite a unique feature.
Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm not updated 100%, but when I look at both Morgana and Plockmatic, I have always seen you mainly being in the cut sheet business. Is that still like that, or are you moving into the web as well?
No, primarily we're in cut sheet, and there's enough of that to keep us busy at the moment. We don't have any sort of short-term plans, to look at any of the real fed business at the moment. As I say, there's still a long development path ahead of us, with various cut sheet products that we're looking at. I guess one of the challenges we'll face, at some time fairly soon is much more prevalence of inkjet printers in the market, but at this point we're focused on the cut sheet side of the inkjet part as well.
Yeah. but that was actually why I was asking also, because we're going to talk about innovation days shortly, and I know there will be cut sheet devices, of course, but and I think also maybe it's actually good to stay focused on the cut sheet, because I think that when we now see, I mean, if you look at the inkjet journey, it looked more like, transactional print 10, 15 years ago. Now moving into the commercial space, seems that it also opens up for cut sheet inkjet devices. We have seen the Kyocera Task Alpha 15,000C. We have seen now the Ricoh Z75 coming in shortly, and I think there's a lot of even high-end machines in the inkjet space that might even consider going into the inkjet space in cut sheet soon. So is that like, I mean, is it because, I mean, sometimes when I see my colleagues in other media, they often kind of say that toner is dead, but I think toner is still like the majority of digital and cut sheet devices for a majority of the printing companies. Where do you see the market move from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, obviously inkjet is becoming more popular, but you're right, the toner-based side of it is still very, very healthy, and there's still this massive transition from offset work to digital work. So I think toner's still getting its share. The booklet makers we make primarily are for toner-based devices. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on inkjet. It's an emerging technology, and we need to ensure that our technology is compatible with it. And as I say, booklet makers like the Power Square, for example, that's used for cut sheet inkjet applications, and all works very well. So we have the technology, and as the market develops, I'm sure we'll keep pace with it.
But I think that also when I've talked to some of your colleagues, it seems to me that Plockmatics have been, or is a very reliable and very focused on this market, and because if you look at some of the, let's say, the closest competitors, they are moving a little bit in spreading out the offerings and maybe going in some other direction. Does that leave a bigger space for you in the future, you think?
Well, you're right. I mean, we work very closely with the print manufacturers, to make sure that we are keeping pace with their developments. And yeah, you mentioned earlier, we're highly integrated into their systems. We even design the machines to look like, their cover design. So that's part of the benefit that we offer them. But close connections with these partners are very important to us, and there's a lot of time invested, to make sure that we're moving in line with their needs.
You are responsible for the offline business.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that with the trends of going digital, more and more goes digital, you see the print runs getting smaller and smaller, and you have still the high demands on quality and even higher delivery times. If you look at the offline business with the folding things and with all the things you do there, is that a growing market still? And what are the KPIs when you invest in Morgana technology, for example?
Yeah, it is still a growing market for us, and as I say, it's the transition from the offset side to digital is, still makes this area of the market very, very healthy. The run lines sort of did get very short, but they're actually getting slightly longer now as the digital print engines, the toner devices actually become more efficient and more productive, so that run length is actually creeping back up again. But yeah, I mean, it's
sorry to interrupt you, but is that because you see, I mean, if you take from let's say a smaller offset machine, which is still fast compared to most digital, and then you move it to digital, basically you just move something that is just a little bit larger print run than an offset press can run smartly, and then you basically see the increased run on the cut sheet device. Is that what you say as a trend in general, or?
Yeah, I think that is the case, and of course the colour quality from the digital print engines now is absolutely superb. Not so long ago it was difficult to make 4-color process.
You had two prices, right? You had the digital and the offset price, right?
Exactly. But as I say, the quality is there now. The stock range on these digital printers is increasing. 300, 400 GSM is normal, and they're pushing even higher with these. So I think they've just become so much more versatile and easy to use that you can get such high quality results, from relatively low cost and easy to use devices. And I think that's what's really encouraging so many people to move to digital applications. The run lengths, they are important and they are short. So with our finishing devices, we really focus on ease of setup. We're very focused to the digital market, and often it's the ease of setup, the quickness of setup that's actually more important than the running speed of the machine.
Yeah.
You need to be very, very quick to set up, and you need to set up with very minimal waste. And that's where we've always focused our products, is making them easy and making them quick to set up for those shorter runs on the digital side.
And I would say that often the finishing equipment has always been quite much faster than the printing devices anyway. So of course it is something that can, if you can set up the even complex foldings or complex binding things smart and easy, maybe even memorize them, it is of course something that is a huge benefit for the PSP. Ray, I was just thinking, what is it? I can't remember your format. Do you go larger than SRA3, or how large do you go?
Yeah, we mainly focused on the SRA3 type product, but what you find with the digital print engines, they're limited with the width, but they're going much longer. So what we're actually seeing is a great emergence in long sheet applications. In fact, it's quite recently that our booklet makers, we started to make booklet makers to do landscape A4 books. These are becoming really, really important in the market, and of course that's because the digital print engines can now produce these longer sheets. So yeah, I mean it's that SRA3, that 320, 330 wide sheet. But the digital print vendors are really
now
applications for longer sheets. 660, 700, even 900 millimeter long sheets.
Yeah, because I remember. Sorry, I just remember even back from when, I think it was when the iGen 4 came in an XL version where you had was it 660 millimeters of length? Yeah. So I mean, I totally get that. It's a great opportunity, basically, right?
Yeah, well, it is, and as I say, the booklet making ranges now. Even the latest introduction of the 4000 booklet maker, which we do as an inline product and an offline product. That's what we would call the sort of entry-level booklet maker now, and that's capable of making landscape A4 books in up to 200 pages. So you've got the finishing capability there to take you into many, many different types of applications and new and emerging applications. And there again, even on the folding and creasing side, the new Digifold Pro XL, that's capable of folding sheets up to 1.3 meters long. For these fold-in applications, so we haven't really focused on moving up into that B2 sector. What we've really focused on is being the real key partner to service all the applications that are going through that cut sheet SRA3 and longer sector, with the digital print manufacturers, and I think that's where our strength is with the focus there.
And you meet customers in the market, is it something that they appreciate, or is it something that you have to convince them the value of?
Some of that's already done by the time we get involved, because the print provider's gone and sold them the engine, and that is in the basis of the widening their applications that they can do. So the problem that we often find is that they'll get engaged with that type of application, and then suddenly they turn and realise the guillotine's not long enough to cut the sheets, so they need something else to process the work. So they buy the printer and they've got the beautiful prints and up to 1.2 meters long.
And no
then
cutting devices.
How do we finish it? So it's kind of like the demand has been created by the supply of the engine, and we provide the solution to get the end product. Most of these sheets are processed in some way. There's very few people actually have a product that's that size. They want it folded, they want it gate folded, they want it creased perfectly. And that's where we come in to offer the solutions there.
Super great. Ray, you're going to Innovationdays in Lucern in just 19 days. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, very much so. It's for all my years in the industry, I won't quite tell you how many, but it's an exhibition I've never attended. So I'm looking forward to going. Yeah, and it's new to Plockmatic. We actually attended the show in 2019 where we were launching some coating technology. But that's the first that Plockmatic have actually been there in their own right. So we're really looking forward to the event. It's been absent for a few years, so I think it'll be a well attended event, and really looking forward to actually meeting some of my colleagues there as well.
That's what we hear. That there's a lot of people registering and signing up for it. So that will be awesome. And at your booth, what can people expect from Plockmatic?
Well, one of the key reasons we took the booth was to actually exhibit our coating technology. I'm sure you're aware there's a huge move in the industry to try and eradicate plastics, and we've seen a niche for coating technology some years back, and we've been working to develop that. But we've got a really a fantastic technology in our Digicoater Pro 400. But the key thing is what we're doing at Hunkeler is we're taking the LED version of that. In the past, these coating devices have cured the products using mercury lamps, and of course, there's a drive to actually eradicate those from the market as well. So we're taking an LED version of our Digicoater there as one of your key products, and in fact, we're actually going to be running one of those in line on the Canon booth. Nice. Working in partnership with Canon, so they're going to be exhibiting the Digicoater Pro 400 LED in line with one of their IX3200s, and we'll have a standalone one on our booth where we'll be running it with one of our offline feeders. There's various ways to look at this. Some people want to complete the whole process in line. Others maybe want to have a coater to take the work from 2 or 3 different output presses. So we'll have the offline one running with one of our VFL feeders. The sort of key message around that, the LED is much more power efficient, and of course the cost of energy at the moment is just such a hot topic in the market. That typically this system is running around 50% of the actual power consumption of our standard cold UV system, so very energy efficient. And of course the range of chemicals that we can put on it as well. There's been quite a lot of investment in actually eradicating some of the chemical elements within the coating, so we've got quite an environmentally friendly coating that we're going to be running there, which gives us an overall nice operating system. So that's one of the key.
Yeah. So I take that besides showing some technology, I'm expecting to see some really great print samples, right?
Yeah, well that's it. We're collating a range of print samples because of course the benefit of the coaters is that we can coat from anyone's work. Although we'll have the Canon one in line, we'll also be coating products from Ricoh, from Xerox output, other Canon output. So yeah, it's and that's one of the benefits with the coating technology. It really does give you that protection for the product, but it lifts the product as well, gives you this really high gloss, high definition finish. So yeah.
a lot of people are talking about how you can actually make increase the value of print, and embellishment seems to be a very hot topic. And I actually spoke to a guy yesterday, I think it was, or maybe the day before, I can't remember who, but about whether the interest from brand owners using embellishment has decreased because of the paper price increase, and he said basically not, because if you look at the packaging, if you look at luxury products, the extra cost for having this extra nice finesse is simply too little to influence it, even by the paper standards. Is that also something that you recognize, or?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's another way of increasing the value of the product is to add these embellishments. And the coating technology, it's very, very popular, obviously, with the greetings cards industry, and also very popular with photo book production. So as I say, we've seen a sort of resurgence in interest in the technology, and I'm sure part of that is many operations are looking to eradicate plastics, and lamination is one of the things that can certainly for some applications be removed if you coat the sheets. So a much lower cost to do that as well, offsetting some of the costs that you mentioned with the increased paper prices. So in addition to that, I was going to say, in addition to that, we're actually going to use Hunkeler as the launch for one of the new Intech, or one of the products from the Intech stable. They've got a really a very unique digital cutting device, for lightweight packaging and the label sector. So they launched the product about 2 years ago now, the SC5000, and it's been hugely successful. Literally hundreds of units sold around the world. So there's an update to that model, the SC6000, and we're actually going to take the opportunity at Hunkeler to launch that device.
Launch it. Yeah.
So,
sounds like a great opportunity. And I mean, now talking to you, Ray, it seems that there's many good reasons to visit the Plockmatic booth in Lucern, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're looking forward to it. As I say, it's a kind of new experience for me and a couple of the guys in the team. But yeah, absolutely, we'd love to see you. We won't have the full range of products there, but we've got a kind of selection from the Walkus, the Insect, the Morgana, and the Plockmatic side. You know, so there's a good range there.
I'm actually happy that you say that, because I have been at some exhibitions also in Stockholm where I've seen the full range of Plockmatic and Morgana, and if it was that, there was be nothing else, right? So it's good that you have limited yourself a little bit.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, it's not the cheapest show in the world to attend, you know, and we had to be selective with what we took there. But yeah, we can give an overview for each of the product ranges, and we'll have lots of information and video support for that. You know, and hopefully we can get some people interested to either come to one of the various showrooms that we have or test centres that we have around the world.
Fantastic. With that said, thank you, Ray, for joining me here on INKISH. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to meet you and your colleagues in Lucerne in a very short time. So
yeah, please stop by and spend some time with us. It would be great to meet you face to face.
I will. Take care, and
thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.